Everyone thinks because you're a zombie, you don't know good coffee. Well, they're wrong. There's only one brew that gets my seal of approval. Deadly Grounds coffee is my guilty pleasure. The aroma is so intoxicating. It brings all of my neighbors out of the woodwork. Deadly Grounds coffee. Coffee to die for and zombie approved. It's good to get a little deadly. Use the front door! Oh, they're so disgusting.
Hey everybody, it's Tuesday night, time for another live Wicked Horror Show. I'm Kevin, and as always, I'm joined by Tony has 9 fingers.
What is going on, people?
And we do have a special guest joining us this week. She's only going to be here for about a half hour, and she will be joining us shortly. We don't know exactly when, but it's, do you want to announce who our guest is going to be?
Sure. The director of the new movie Bone Lake, Mercedes Bryce Morgan. We also had her on, I think it's almost like 2 years ago now, for the one movie Spoonful of Sugar, which we both really enjoyed. So when I bought the movie, I got it for Christmas, and I watched it, and then I'm like, oh, I really dug it, and I'm like, oh, let me see who's in it and whatever, and then I'm like, her name sounds very familiar. Then I looked on her IMDb, and I'm like, oh, we had her on for Spoonful of Sugar. So I reached out, and she said she'd join us.
Nice. And one thing, too, is it's streaming right now on Netflix. And not only that, it's in the top 10 on Netflix.
Mm.
So that's something to be said right now.
I'd say so.
Yeah. So, Bone Lake. Go check it out on Netflix. It's a thriller. It's very adult at times.
I'd say so.
It's got some good gore, got some good kills at the end.
And it definitely has like a twist that it's like, oh, okay, I didn't see that one.
I wasn't
coming.
expecting. I'm assuming it's probably the same twist that I am thinking of. And I was like, they didn't even have to throw that in there, but I was like, all right.
Yeah, because it's not like, I wouldn't call it a twist as opposed to like a nugget in the story that I'm like, oh, okay.
So
because
not only they messed up, but they're really messed up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's one of those movies, I think I like it a lot, where you like, we always say character development, and it's one of those deals where it's like, you either want to like or hate people throughout the movie, and it gives you like after watching the movie, the only movie I can attribute it to is, you ever see the movie, what the hell is the freaking now I can't even think of the movie I'm thinking of.
Oh, Tony.
Damn it. But pretty much it's one of those things where it's just like at the end you're like, I hated those people. Like it was such a like experience, and I'm just like, if I ever meet these people before, like anywhere, it's like, oh, I would hate it. But it's at least I had like, going into a movie, it's just like, oh, okay, well, who cares about anything? This had the exact opposite, where I'm just like, what the hell? Throughout the whole movie, I'm like, what? Like how did they get away with it? And then the movie, finishes with a nice little climax. But
yeah. Sergio's in the chat saying, "What's up? What's up, Serge? Good to have you back as always."
Would You Rather? That's the movie I was thinking of.
Would you?
Did you ever?
I don't know if I've seen Would You Rather.
It's got a couple of different people. Sasha Gray's in it, but pretty much it's a group of people that end up getting invited to a dinner party, and the winner wins like a whole bunch of money, but they have to go through all these like trials and tribulations to get there. So it's like, what would you do for money kind of deal? And it just the people that run it were very shady people, and I'm like, ugh, like the same thing where it's just like, if I ever met these people out anywhere, I'd probably want to beat the crap out of them type deal. So let me see if I can.
Yeah, I did see Would You Rather because Jeffrey Combs is in it.
Yeah.
Yes, I did see Would You Rather, and Lawrence Gillard Jr., who was in The Walking Dead and was also in The Wire, and I have his autograph on my wall. Um, yeah, Josh Hurd. Yeah, I saw it, and the dude from My Name Is Earl is in it too.
I haven't seen it in a while, but I know that movie had that feeling where it's just
Yeah.
like, man, I want to beat the crap out of these people.
Yeah. It was definitely very divisive. Like like you had a certain feeling for people like right off the bat, and it's just like, should I feel that way? Should I not? And then it's like, all right, my instincts were good, you know. But yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. But like you said, we had her on for Spoonful of Sugar a while back now. I wasn't even sure. I didn't even remember if we had her on for it. I remember we both really enjoyed Spoonful of Sugar, and we talked about it a bunch. And I was just like, did we actually have her on, or did we just talk about it a lot?
No, we had her on.
Yeah, I just forget because we talk to a lot of people. And
Yeah,
I'm the worst, as you can tell.
just a tad bit.
Yeah, just a little bit.
A little
But
bit.
I enjoyed it. It's like I said, it's on Netflix right now. So go stream it and leave reviews. It's in the top 10. It should be easy to find. Has there been anything else that has been on your radar recently?
I watched a movie called Faye, which is on Tubi. It's like an hour long. It's like a found footage type film, where it reminds me of a lot of like Paranormal Activity meets like Skinamarink.
Okay.
Because it's one of those deals where it's like all in a house, and it's very like, what's going on here? Like, is there anything there type deal? It's about a girl who had a traumatic event, that's now living with her parents who are on vacation. But I guess it's one of those deals where like, the thing was so traumatic that it messed up her mind. So throughout the whole thing, she's hearing noises, but it's like, is that really a noise or is something really going on? So that one was pretty good. I actually reached out to the director on Instagram, and hopefully, possibly, we can get her on. But yeah, the movie Faye. What else did I watch? Coyotes, with Justin Long, and who else was in it? I'm trying to think who else is in it. But Justin Long was in it, about killer coyotes. Um, I've been trying to watch more, just to get a mindset of what we can try to get on.
Yeah.
Um,
I've been in the same boat, but it's tough. Like there's been a lot of things. Like I've had some friends like throw me some recommendations, and I was like, I just didn't like it. Like, or like they're like, oh, I don't know how I feel about this, and I watch it. I'm like, I know how I felt about it, and I was like, they're obviously a fan of this movie and this movie.
mm,
Like there was my friend Mike was like, I mean, whatever. Like I didn't hate the movie, but there was a movie called Jester,
mm.
and
Yeah,
it's
there's a couple of them now. I think they're
yeah,
just about to put out this second or third one.
I think the second one's already out. Um,
Definitely has a Terrifier feel to it.
well, yeah, but I was just like, okay, looking at the design of the character, I'm like, all right, you've seen Black Phone, I get it, and you've
Mm,
seen Terrifier, and and we both agreed like they had some good ideas, but the execution wasn't the best.
mm.
Um, let me see. We have watched Dead Man's Wire yesterday. Dead Man's Wire, 8 out of 10. Nice. I don't even know where what Dead Man's Wire is. I'm so out
Yeah.
of loop.
Yeah.
Dead Man's Wire.
I know they're having the newest Silent Hill come out. I think that's coming to theaters the 23rd, if I remember correctly, seeing it. But I think it might be only in specific theaters or something. I know my buddies wanted to go see it, but a couple of the theaters around here, they did not have it, I guess.
Oh, Dead Man's Wire is a movie with Bill Skarsgård and Al Pacino.
Hmm.
It's in theaters right now. It takes place in 1977. It looks cool. 8 out of 10. That's a pretty mighty. That's the unfortunate part about having regular television is I don't see trailers for movies.
Well, sometimes it's better that way for
Yeah, but at the same
something.
time too, I don't know when things are coming out. Like,
Yeah.
I don't get to see like when any of these movies are coming out or even what they are. Sergio is asking if Bone Lake is a horror. It's like a thriller. So it's not like a straight up,
Psychological thriller.
yeah,
Yeah, it's not like you're, oh my God, here's a ghost or here's whatever, but it has horror aspects. It has, messes with your mind.
yeah,
Um,
mind
so
games and mind games and it ramps up on like gore and stuff like the last what would you say quarter of the movie?
yeah, I'd say so. And tail end of it is when it really,
Yeah.
you know, the first half is more like mind games, and then towards the back half turns into, more of the blood and guts.
Yeah. I have the trailer for it. We can play the trailer before she comes on. Actually, let's play the trailer now.
All right, and then I'll see if she messaged me.
Okay. All right. So here's the trailer for Bone Lake, streaming now on Netflix. I don't know if that's worldwide, but in the U.S. it's on Netflix, and it's in the top 10 on Netflix. So we'll be back in a minute and 45 seconds.
When Will saw this house on the app, he thought Bone Lake was a euphemism.
Yeah, I thought it was called Bone Lake because it's a secluded place where people come to
bone.
Yeah, I thought that. Great minds.
Male minds.
Do you guys like to play games? Everywhere you go and everyone you meet is playing together.
We have this house for the weekend.
Seems like we also booked this house.
It was supposed to be just us, and now we're with strangers. She's pretty.
So is he. So are you.
Think of this as an opportunity to prove your love before the weekend is through. But if you leave now, there are things about us and each other that you're never gonna know.
It seems like someone wanted all of us here.
Love is kind of like a game of chess. Want to know what happens if you lose?
That was Bone Lake, streaming on Netflix.
On mine, I didn't hear it, so I don't know if anybody else
heard it.
Okay.
Hopefully, everyone else heard it. It was like music in the background and talking. But yeah, it was. I enjoyed it. I just finished it right before we went live. I was worried I wasn't going to be able to finish it before we went live, but literally I was like, oh my God, I have like 10 minutes left. So when you watch it on a like a browser, you can change the speed. So I went to 1.25 speed. So
Yeah,
I was like,
make it talking a little bit quicker, and it's moving a little bit faster. But
yeah, it wasn't too much.
mm.
But yeah. So yeah, there was that. Do you have anything else you wanted to say about it
um,
before we have our guest on, obviously, because we have to save some stuff for her.
like I said, for me, when I watched it, it was one of those deals where it's like, okay, like, can these people be that much of assholes? And then if you watch the movie, you know exactly who we're talking about. But it's like, it's got that like messed up part where it's just like, if it was me, I would have just left right when there was a little bit of sign of like weirdness. I would have just been like, okay, well, enjoy yourselves. But
I don't think I would have got past the whole introduction.
mm,
Like, oh, double booked. Bye.
yeah, it's like, yeah, well, we are supposed to have it here, and I guess depends on if you're a people person or not. But it would have definitely been like a weird one where it's just like, okay, like I put down my money, and this is supposed to be ours.
Like,
I'm sure it happens.
Oh yeah, it totally happens. People put stuff up on like Airbnb, and they also put it up on like another site, and it gets double booked, because they're just not paying attention or whatever, and that stuff happens. But I don't know. I get weirded out. That's why I don't deal with any of that stuff. My wife deals with all that stuff.
Mm.
But good on her, because I ain't doing it. I was just like, we'll just stay home. But yeah, I don't know. I enjoyed it. I think it's worth a watch for sure. And also watch Spoonful of Sugar, which I think is still on Shudder.
I have not checked Shudder in a while, but I haven't checked in a while. And I was always looking for like a physical media, which I don't know if it ever got released.
I don't think it has.
Which is weird because I know a lot of the Shudder stuff usually does get released. But yeah, for some reason that one never came out, which I was upset because that was one of my favorites.
I'm looking right now to see. Yeah, it's on DVD. And on Blu-ray.
Oh, look at that.
Yep.
Shows how much I know.
It's on Blu-ray for $24.99.
Yeah, I wonder when they put it out. Because I know when we had her on and we were like talking about the movie nonstop.
It may be one of those things where it's like a bootleg of it.
Mm.
It may be one of those because it didn't look like a super
reliable copy of it.
There's only one place offering it. Yeah, it's weird.
I think my computer started working.
Huh. Well, what do you know? No, it's available. It's available. We should.
You see my other live stream?
Do I see your other what?
From the computer?
No.
As opposed to my phone?
No.
Because my phone, my computer looks like it's working.
It's just, I just see your phone.
Oh, that's weird. Maybe if I get off of this.
Sure, you can do that, and I'll just talk.
Just give me 1 second, because
okay,
this is weird. All right, 1 second.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So while he's doing that, what I was thinking was that maybe it was like one of those burn-on-demand kind of Blu-ray or DVD kind of things that they have out there. Like I know, like that's how I got Tarzan: The Legend of Greystoke on DVD. It was a burn on demand. And the only reason I wanted that is because I went to see that in the drive-ins with my dad when I was a kid, and I was like, oh, that'll bring back memories. And I've yet to watch it, and I bought it well over 10 years ago. I am the worst. I tell you, have shelves of movies that I've never watched. Man, what a waste. But anyways, Tony's trying to figure out what's going on with his computer. So he was on the phone earlier, which using his phone, which I thought sounded and looked great. But he's now trying to use the computer, and we're still waiting on our guest. So that's fun. See how long it takes Tony to come back. The awkward part of just talking to yourself. But yeah. So the new year, huh? New year and holidays. Everyone had a good new year and holidays, I take it? Anyone get anything cool for Christmas? I bought a new 3D printer. My old one was toast. I had it for years, and it's I modded it as much as I could, and I couldn't get any more successful prints out of it, so I bought a new one. It's very fancy. Could be fancier, though. Doesn't do multiple colors, but that's okay. I don't need to be that fancy. You waste a lot of filament that way. But yeah, that's what I do for fun, is I print dumb crap for people. Like cat magnets. You know, cat magnets, because I'm a man of a certain age who has nothing else better to do than print cat magnets. Oh, you got a bunch of movies. Nice. Any particular one that you were like really hoping that you were going to get that you ended up getting? Like one that was like high up on your list? I'm always curious if there's like a hard to find one or something like that. Come on, Tony, where you at? Oh, the Wicked movie. Nice. I still haven't checked it out. My wife loves it. I haven't seen it. Now, as far as Wicked, with that being a Wizard of Oz type movie, are you a fan of... Oh, that's right. I got Sergio for Christmas. With Wicked being in the world of Wizard of Oz, weird. Says Tony's here, but he's not. Are you a fan of all things Wizard of Oz? Like, are you a fan of the movie The Wiz with Michael Jackson as the Scarecrow? Just out of curiosity. Barbie and the 2025 Superman. Nice. The reason I'm asking is I play in a band with a bunch of people I work with, and we're for Juneteenth we're focusing on music and black cinema and black television, and we're going to be doing a bunch of songs from The Wiz. So that's the only reason I was asking. That's all. But I see that you're not really a big fan, so that's cool. Tony, can you hear me? Because it looks like you're asleep. I probably will check out the new Michael Jackson movie. I don't know if I'll see it in the theater or not, but I will check it out. I was a huge Michael Jackson fan when I was a kid. When Thriller came out, between like my sister and I, we would fight over who would get like magazine articles and stuff about Michael Jackson because we were both obsessed with him during the Thriller album when I was very young, because that came out in the 80s. So I was probably like 10 or something like that. But yeah, I was obsessed with Michael Jackson at one point in my life. Nothing wrong with that. Like old Motown stuff too, like the Jackson 5. But yeah, I would check out the new Michael Jackson movie. Tony, if you can hear me, jump back on your phone. It was much better. I'm going to message him that. On your phone. Tony needs a new computer. He should have got one of them for Christmas.
Now I got to figure out.
You have to flip the camera.
Yeah, that's what I got to figure out how to do. And it's weird.
What are you, new? Sorry.
Well, on my phone, yes. No, it isn't.
All right, there you go.
I just want to say so much apologies
Hello?
for showing up so late. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, cool. I just want to say again, I'm sorry. This was like a once in a lifetime, basically, meeting where I'm like, if I don't stay on with this investor right now, the movie's not going to happen. So I usually am not this late to things, but I was like, it's a crazy situation. But I'm happy to be here now with you guys.
Nice. We already played the trailer, so
Great.
we don't have to worry about that. So we've already talked about the movie a little bit. But Tony, would you like to introduce our special guest?
As I'm trying to figure this out, yes, Mercedes Bryce Morgan. We've had her on for Spoonful of Sugar, but now we have her on for Bone Lake.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I'm so happy to be here again.
Well, thank you for coming on.
Yeah, more than happy to have you back. We were both huge fans of Spoonful of Sugar, and we both really enjoyed Bone Lake. I just finished it right before we went live, and congratulations on it being in the top 10 on Netflix right now.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's so exciting. It's so cool that a movie that's essentially 4 people in a house gets boosted to the top of Netflix. Like, it's a cool experience.
And it's not like it's a movie that doesn't have like huge names in it and stuff like that too. So it's like it's not even like that's pushing it.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah. It seems like it's just something where people responded to it and told their friends, which is always the hope. And it just kind of went from there.
Nice. So yeah, that's huge. That's how long has it been on Netflix?
It's been on Netflix, I think, only for about a week now or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And it had a theatrical release for a little bit as well.
Yeah, exactly. It came out in theaters in October, and then it went on Netflix. And it's just been kind of cool because to me, it kind of feels like the type of movie you'd watch with your friends where like the whole point of making it, we're like, we want to make something where people can gasp at the screen and laugh in the right moments and realize the absurdity of it together.
Oh yeah. The opening scene alone is a gasp.
Yes, no, exactly. Yeah. You know, a little painful for people watching it. Yeah. We're like, you know what? Let's just start with an arrow in the balls and just go from here.
Yeah. Without ruining it for anyone, let's start with an arrow in the balls. Yeah. But it sets the pace a little bit as well because it's you know, it's kind of adult from time to time, and then it's also kind of gruesome and violent, especially later on in the movie. And it really does, like, okay, this is what you're in for.
Yes.
So here you go.
Yes.
In the first few minutes of the movie, here's a taste.
Yeah,
And,
so it's funny because we actually originally didn't have that opening scene. We had something that wasn't as horror forward, and we decided, you know what, because this whole movie, it has the eroticism and the thriller vibe to it, but it kind of is a slow burn into the horror at the end. We wanted to let people know, okay, here's a taste. We promise it will get really bloody again in the end. So just trust us while we lead you there.
yeah. Well, yeah, good job.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, it definitely, I mean, we always say how horror has so many like subgenres. So even like that like psychological thriller type deal is still in that like horror realm, because it's like now it's just playing with your mind. And then after, here's the blood and guts again.
Totally. And I think what's extra interesting about the period that we're in with horror right now is there's different subgenres of horror that are being brought into it even more than before. Like we look at Hereditary, whether people like it or not. I love it. But it's a drama horror, right? And so that's something that we didn't see that was as common in the past. Or if something's a comedy horror, like what you're saying, this is a thriller horror. Like we're being led through our plot twists, essentially.
Yeah. And thrillers, in my opinion, are they're the ones that get me the most. Like as far as they're the ones that scare me the most.
Yeah.
Like movies like Silence of the Lambs. Like some people like won't consider that a horror because they refuse to admit that they love a horror movie. But that movie's terrifying.
No, it is terrifying. And to me, I think, what's truly scary is people. Like, I'm like, ghost. Okay, I'm fun. I'm here for it. But when it's like, oh, people are bad, I'm like, yeah, people can kind of suck. It's a little bit scary. And so I think me too, like the psychological part of it is what really gets me.
Yeah, we were talking before you came on, we were talking, and it reminds me of, there's a movie called Would You Rather, where that movie had me, throughout the movie, especially this one too, where it's just like, could these people be more asshole-ish than they are now? And it's like, in my mind, I'm like, I hope they get their comeuppance. I hope something happens, because, sometimes you watch a movie and, it's just like, there's no character development, and you're like, okay, well, whatever happens, happens. It's like, I'm rooting for something to happen. And it's like, there's so much character development that I got pissed off watching it. So, which is a good thing, because, at least I felt something watching a movie.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, there's some slashers where I'm like, I don't really care who dies. I'm still having a fun time when they die, but I'm like, they could die. I'm like, let's keep going. And in this, we wanted to create something. I'm like, okay, you really get to know these people. And so you get pissed off that they're getting pissed on. And so you want something to happen about it. So when it gets there, you're like, okay, we're in, fucking go for it already.
Yeah. And it could have really gone either way, and it could have been like, oh crap, like one of those, because it could have been like, not every movie has like the ending that you want. So it could have gone the other way, where it's just like, all right, now they're just going to move on to the next.
No, totally. And without giving the ending away for people.
Right.
I shot many different versions of the ending because I'm a type of filmmaker. I want to make movies for the audience. And so when I have a cut, I'll do test screenings with people. I'm like, what are we feeling? Do we feel satisfied? Do we not? And so I feel like all of us are pretty proud of the ending that we ended up with, because we're like, this is what fans are responding to.
Now, do you think, like, is it going to get like a physical release, and like, will those other alternate endings? Oh, you already have a physical release, right? Because Tony, you bought it, right?
Yeah. Hold on.
I guess that answers my next question. I was going to say, are the alternate endings?
Hell yeah. They're not, but that would be
unfortunately. Yeah, there was no special features. I was like, I need to hear like the whole story behind this thing, and then I look, I'm like, oh, there's nothing on it.
Yeah, damn it. Come on, guys. No, but
maybe there'll be like a super special release, maybe one day.
That would be very cool. Fingers crossed.
We actually weren't sure if Spoonful of Sugar got like a physical release, and then I looked it up online, and I was like, it did.
Yeah, it did. It's so funny because sometimes even I find out like that. I'm like, oh hell yeah, okay, cool.
Because I remember we had you on, and I'm like, I can't wait for a release for this thing. And for the longest time, I kept looking, and nothing. And then he looked it up, and he's like, oh yeah, it does. I'm like, oh, shows how much I know. And I'm a
See?
collector, so.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Tony, I see your background of all the physical movies, and it makes me
Mhm.
so nostalgic and so happy. I'm like, oh, this is what's lovely in the world. Physical movies we can hold.
Yep.
Yeah.
Add a spoonful of sugar, Tony.
Yes. Well, now that I know, I'll probably right after this live, I'll go and check
Track
eBay
it down.
or Amazon and order it.
Thank you. Thank you.
So the one thing I must say about this movie is I'm sure you had fun filming where you filmed it. It looked like a nice area to film this movie.
Yeah, it's so funny because it was nice, but making a movie is such like a blood and sweat process that I feel like I don't even have a chance to enjoy the environment because I'm like living and breathing where I'm like 14 hours a day. I'm like, I wake up and we go and we sit in this house in the dark with our lights on and we make this movie. And then we're also doing these crazy night shoots. But, you know, as within the actual house of how it's portrayed in the movie, we definitely wanted to pick something where the house is a character in and of itself because this movie could have taken place in a cabin like a lot of other horror movies or somewhere that's modern. And so I wanted to pick somewhere that had all of these hallways where you're discovering things, which was even a set that we built into the house. We were always wondering, what is this and what's happening? Is it seems like this sexy, aspirational, almost European place. And then we see, oh, wait, there's a sex dungeon in this room. And what's behind this door?
Yeah. No, it was pretty cool. And it's like you said, it's a character and it was a good decision, like to have a house like that, because it's like, you know, it plays into the story too. It's like, all right, this is like kind of like the last, like, all right, like they explain in the movie, like they're going on like these little like vacations before things start to get real.
Yes.
And it's just like, all right, this is kind of like the last, you know, this, we deserve this.
Exactly.
And it's like this,
They're like, here we are. It's perfect, isn't it? And you're like, of course it's not going to stay that way. We've seen too
Right.
many horror movies.
yeah,
It's
exactly.
not good. It's going to get bad.
Where was that location? Like what
So,
state was it in?
yeah, it's in Conyers, Georgia. So
Oh.
it's the small town outside of Atlanta.
Nice.
Yeah.
Might have to check that Airbnb myself.
Beware. You know, it might be a couples therapy for anyone who goes.
Well, let's just say if I show up and there's a double booking, I'll just rethink my strategy.
Be
Totally.
careful when you use that outdoor shower.
Exactly. It's funny because people always ask me, they love to ask, they're like, well, what would you do if you were in the same situation of being double booked? And I'm like, I think I'd want to see how the story played out. I'm like, it might be a horrible time, but it would make a great story afterwards.
I told Tony that like I'm such a party pooper. I would have been like, we're double booked. All right, I'm out. And I would have just been like, refund. See you.
Yeah. How about you, Tony? Would you stay or would you leave?
I mean, I'm usually a good judge of character, so I guess it depends on who shows up or who's there once I get there. But but I don't know. I mean, in that situation, it's like, oh, okay, these people look somewhat normal, so I'd probably see what happens.
Yes. Yes.
Now, where did you, like I said, the one thing that got me is the like character development and stuff. And where'd you get did you do role, like casting for these characters, or how'd that go? Because they all played the characters great.
They did. No, thank you. We actually, half of them were people that I've worked with before, and the other half were people that my producers worked with before. And I find that especially on movies that have nudity or any sort of eroticism, it takes a lot for the actors to trust who they're working with and knowing like, okay, you're portraying me in a way that makes sense for the story. And so I think with this and with Spoonful of Sugar, what I found is having those personal relationships with these actors. It's like, promise you can trust me. I'm going to show you in this light that you feel comfortable with. And that's where that came from.
Yeah, because I think they portrayed their roles, great. So
yeah, and I think that's the thing is with the movie with four people is like if they're not, that's the whole movie. Like you're not hooked. And so I really wanted to have these protagonists where you go, okay, we really care about them and they have grounded responses to everything. But then our antagonists are so ridiculous and just have fun with it. It's like, okay, when we're going to get silly, let's get silly because that's the fun of it. And so it's kind of like I think Ready or Not is another great example of that, where you believe it's good acting, right? You believe the protagonist, but then all these other characters are so wacky around her.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Now, did you read the story and say you had to like direct it, or did they reach out to you and say, we saw a spoonful of sugar and we want you type of deal, or how'd that work?
It was because I think my agents knew, like, well, she came from Spoonful of Sugar, so she likes things that horror, eroticism, weird. Like, okay, we got sent this script for her. This seems like a good fit for Mercedes. And so I read it, and when I read scripts, I always track like how I'm feeling at each point. So when I got to, not to spoil it for people, but there's a moment over brunch that is very ridiculous and uncomfortable when you realize for the first time of like, wait, these people just did what? That's when I was like, holy shit, like I'm in. I'm like, what happens from here? This is so insane. And I just knew I had to do it.
Nice. And you had your own little like vision for it as you're doing it? Like, did it come out the way you envisioned it?
It did, yeah. My DP, Nick Matthews, who also did Saw 10 and also did Spoonful of Sugar, something that him and I talked about is we kind of wanted to start in this very warm, naturalistic world, and then we kind of turn into this giallo lighting. And so you'll see the moonlight is lavender, right? And there's green, and it kind of just, as the movie goes, it becomes less realistic, which is kind of like what happens with our actors as well, as we start out in this grounded place and it turns into that. And so for me, that was kind of always my vision of the movie, is how do we make this tonal shift for people and lead them along with us and do our job with that as filmmakers. And so I'm really happy that came through, because that's what we always wanted.
No, it's sometimes I ask this question and I always not always, but sometimes I feel like it may be a loaded question, but is there anything that you would have changed about the movie? Like anything that, like going back and watching it now, being like, I wish I did this another take, or I wish I had done something differently here?
Yeah, I think it's almost like a movie is such a wild thing to make, where, it's like you have these ideas in your mind, but then, for example, like for us, we had like a storm on the last day. Like it's such an art form that interacts with the physical world of you find things in the moment. And so I don't know, maybe it's a cop-out answer, but no, because I think for me, seeing this movie be on the top 10 of Netflix, or just seeing it reach the people that did, I'm like, that's what we wanted to do, and we did it. So like the fact that it got that response, I'm like, that's great. Like that's what it should have been.
Yeah. And you use the storm to like your advantage too, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's so funny because all the rain at the end, just like a fun rain scene, is so we have this where they're running in the forest back and forth and they're in the rain, and then it started actually raining, and one of the producers turned to me and he's like, oh my God, look at this free rain. He's like, we have all these rain machines, but like, this is Jurassic Park level rain. Like, let's fucking go. And I was like, yeah, but it was so hard on our crew. Like we had our Steadicam up at one point because we kept going back and forth, and I cut, and he leans over and he goes, 1 second, and he pukes. And then he goes, okay, let's keep going. And I'm like, my God, I love my crew members, but it's just like, it just shows how dedicated everyone was. But yeah, on the last day, like when we were shooting the boat fight scene, which isn't a storm, we had such real crazy weather that we had to stop filming and shoot the rest of it in a soundstage in LA and create the storm, because our stuntman fell down and he broke his finger, and we were up to 2 feet in water. And so it's just kind of, when you have that, I'm like, all right, we're going to make it work. Movie magic.
Nice. Well, I wouldn't have been able to tell that you shot on a soundstage.
Yeah, exactly. Like all the wide shots of our boat are actually of day out in the real water, and then all the close-ups are in a boat in a soundstage.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Movie magic.
Exactly.
Movie magic. Yeah.
And that's the one thing, like most people, like, whenever people watch movies, they have no idea. They think they know what goes behind it, but they have no idea what goes behind. Like you're saying that the rain hit at, certain spots, and it's just like, that rain, is great. It adds that ambiance or whatever to the movie. But then it's just like, what happens when you're filming in the rain and now, running through mud and whatever? It's just like, okay, it looks cool, But now
Yeah.
you just got to realize, okay, most people when they're doing anything in the rain, it just puts a damper on it. Now you got to act or watch or like
Yeah.
film or think. It's just like,
Exactly. It's so funny because whenever I watch like a desert movie, I am so comfy in my home and I go, that must have been so miserable to make. Like, you know, it's the cliche because everyone knows like Apocalypse Now was not fun to make, but I look at Lawrence Arabia or anything, I'm just like, man, that was hard. And I'm so glad I'm watching this over here.
Yeah.
I'm glad I didn't have to be in those elements.
Exactly. Yep. Real storm, not fun, but worth it for art.
So, Sergio's asking what is next? Like, what do you have? Yeah. What do you like? What are you working on next, or what's coming out next that you?
Totally. And hi, Sergio. So I am about to go shoot another movie in a month and a half, and I can't say what it is yet, but I will say that it has the same lifted absurdity to it. And then that one will actually be my first not horror movie, but I love horror so much that I plan to keep making horror movies the rest of my life. So
Nice. There you go.
And that's a one good thing too. Like I think watching certain movies made by someone who loves horror add that little bit more aspect to it. Because there's some people that are like, you know, the opportunity came up. I don't usually watch horror movies, so it's just like, you know, my interpretation. But you know, some of the best, you know, horror movies are made by horror fans. Like you look at like Adam Green, who was a huge horror fan, then you get the Hatchet movies, or like, you know, when someone who, you know, directs it is, you know, has that horror mindset, I think it just comes out that much more on screen.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I feel the same. Even working with other execs or producers, I can tell when someone is giving me notes where I go, they're a horror fan, or I can tell when they're not. Because there's certain things where I'm like, if you saw horror movies, you would know that everyone knows this trope, and horror fans are going to call it out. Or for me, something that's really important that we brought into this is, I really, at this point in movie history, I need smart protagonists. Like, I need someone who I don't yell at, like, why haven't you figured this out? Why are you going to that door? Like, what are you doing? And so, you know, there's a moment in this where we realize that our protagonists are smarter than we thought. And to me, I'm like, that's important. Like, people need that.
Yeah, that scene, I was like, oh, okay. Because at one point in time, I'm like, man, how deep in this web are they just going to let themselves get into? And then I was like, oh, okay. There was that one scene. I was like, oh, okay, they know what they're doing.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah, there was a few, like Tony had mentioned, and obviously we're not going to spoil anything, but there was definitely some little twists that we weren't expecting. Like a few little things here and there that were just like, oh, that's a little added extra right there. Like,
Yeah.
and that was good, and that's one thing too. Yeah, there was something that was going on, and then I was like, they're smarter than I thought they were. At least, yeah, they were smarter than I thought they were, and like I was just like, okay, this is happening, whatever. I'm like, oh, okay, all right, yeah, they got it.
Totally. I mean, I always say that, you know, when you're trying to guess something, especially in a thriller, it's the who, what, when, where, why, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when I first started out this movie, I'm like, people are going to know the who. It's almost like Speak No Evil, where you're like, you have an inkling of who is going to be bad. And so I'm like, this isn't something that I want to shy away from. But the what and the why is something that people are going to wonder. And like, that's what we care about. I'm like, if people guess that too early, not great. But if they guess that on time, I'm like, then we did our jobs.
Yeah, because it wasn't like a twist. It was just like a little sprinkling of like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
we
messed up.
I didn't see that coming.
We messed up like this too. All right.
Exactly. Just a little bit.
Yeah. It's like, oh, yeah. We're really messed up.
Yes.
Oh, all right.
Okay.
That works.
Copy you.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. We thoroughly enjoyed it. So continue making awesomeness.
Thank you. Thank you for watching it. It means a lot. I want to make movies for other people to enjoy. So
yeah, like I was telling him, I got a gift card from Amazon for Christmas that I'm like, okay, this one looks interesting. Then I watch it and I'm like, oh man, like who looked into it? And then I saw your name, and then I'm like, oh, let me just double check. And I was like, yeah, Spoonful of Sugar. I'm like, I thought so.
amazing.
And I'm like, oh man, let me reach out because we like thoroughly enjoyed that one. We thoroughly enjoyed this one. So,
Yeah. No, thank you guys for having me on. And that means the world to me.
Yeah, because, and you mention it, you're like, a lot of these movies nowadays, they're like, oh, you got to see this, you got to do this, you got to do this. And it's like, that's not what the horror fans want because they've seen it too much. It's like, we want something new.
Exactly.
But too many people are like, oh, no, but it's not what we want. Just give us, it would be, get a few scenes in there, but we want, cookie cutter or like just reboots and remakes. It's like, listen, we've dealt with that the last 10 years. Let's see something new.
Yeah, and I agree. And I think that just speaks to, it being top on Netflix. And like, that just shows that hopefully we can have more things like that. Like I have hope for that because we need to make new franchises. You know what I mean? Like we can't just keep doing the thing or we could just have one-offs, but we need new things.
And that's the one thing. I mean, once Terrifier hit Netflix, then, I think that was the stepping stone to make it one of the, more popular franchises. So if you get top 10 in Netflix, it looks like you might be on that trajectory to more stuff too.
Yeah, no, definitely.
That'd be big.
That'd be cool.
But yeah. So Sergio's asking if you have a Facebook. I know you have an Instagram.
I do have Facebook. I don't really use it that often to be, to be honest, but you can follow me on Instagram at Mercedes Bryce Morgan.
And the film has a Instagram as well, right?
Yes. The film is at bone.lake.
Bone.lake.
Yes.
So yeah, go check it out there, Serge.
So doing Spoonful of Sugar, was there anything on that film that got you ready for Bone Lake, or is every film? I'm sure every film has its own, difficulties and stuff. But was there anything you learned from Spoonful of Sugar that you?
Yeah, definitely. I think that I learned how to do erotic scenes. I think is a big thing because it's very specific to shoot. Kind of like the way you shoot a stunt scene is very specific. And so I kind of learned that there to bring that into this.
Yeah, I would have zero idea how to approach either of those kind of scenes. Like I don't know.
Yeah. It's just something that it's like very specific that comes with the process.
Yeah. So that's that seems like a difficult process. I have friends that are dipping their toes in making movies. Do you have like how did you learn on Spoonful of Sugar? Like how did you was there something that you studied or?
It's basically it's talking to other filmmakers, and it's also having producers who have done certain things before of like, okay, great. And the same thing as a stunt scene, like I don't know how to throw a punch in a way, but I'm relying on my stunt coordinator to do so. And the same with an intimacy coordinator so it's having someone there, but then also going through that process and going, I know how to do this a second time, just brings that confidence with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that's stuff that I never even would think about.
Totally.
Yeah. But thinking of our friend, we have a friend who's dabbling in filmmaking and stuff like that, and those are hurdles he's gonna have. Yeah. He would have been on because he was actually oh, sick when he found out you were coming on.
Yeah.
Because he's like, oh, that movie's in my list and all this other stuff, and he's this but his son's at wrestling tonight, so he can't. He has to be there after practice to bring him home. Yeah.
Well, hello from afar.
Yes. That's for Angel, by the way. But yeah. Tony, do you have anything else?
No. I mean, I got what I needed.
Yeah. We talked a bunch about the film beforehand too.
Yeah.
No, that's wonderful. But yeah, thank you guys so much for having me.
Yeah, thank you as always for coming on, and thanks for making such awesome movies.
Thanks. I'll try to keep doing it.
Yeah, we'll be more than happy to keep watching them. So,
amazing. Thank you. Yeah.
And just one more time, if you want to give out your Instagram handle.
Yeah. At Mercedes Bryce Morgan is where you can find me.
Perfect. Cool.
Cool. All right. See you guys. Thanks.
Have a good one.
Good night. And Tony, what about your connects?
You can find me at Tony Has Nine Fingers on YouTube, which I haven't made a video in forever, but there's enough backlog that you can check my stuff out. Tony Has Nine Fingers on X, which I hardly ever use, but it's still my shtick. Tony Has Nine Fingers on TikTok, which is my fastest growing social media. You'll find me mostly on there. Tony's Movies on Instagram, where I show off the movies behind me. And of course, here on the Wicked Horror Show, whether we have awesome guests or it's just, a horror movie chit chat. So in this video, we had a little bit of both.
A little bit of both. Little column A, little column B.
So that's what you'll get. Always, like I always say, check out the live video. So you could not only check out the trailer instead of just listening to it, but then you can ask questions. If you watch the movie and you have any questions about it, you can, get a chance to ask the people behind it. So that's why I always say, come join a live, but we appreciate all our listeners. And Kevin.
Just a knuckle on Instagram. And like Tony said, come check us out live Tuesday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Facebook and on YouTube. And you can interact with the guests and watch the trailers.
Because otherwise you just hear whatever you said before.
Yeah, it's just like, hey, this is what's going on over here. Hey, this is this. And I don't know, I'm just going to imagine things. That's that. But anyways, thanks for watching / listening. And we'll see you guys next time. And thanks to Serge in the chat for helping out. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
See you.
Bye-bye.